everyone's
Yes.
time. I wanted to let everyone know before I hand it over to our esteemed department managers and their wonderful assistant managers and associates, a couple of updates. When you received your individual scores from this last week from the understanding department, for me, that was beautifully organized and loved the timing of it and everything. And I did transfer those scores with the feedback into the Moodle gradebook so that if you want to make sure you have everything in one place between the beginning of the semester till the end, the Moodle gradebook is where you would want to go for that. So each week I will continue to do that and do that update for everyone. And then I also wanted to let you know we were problem solving before more people had joined us, that we had a request to have our final exam on the 29th because of the having 14 weeks of sessions. And you all have another final exam on the 29th. So what we're going to do is we're going to honor that 14 weeks, but it will look a little different. We're going to do our on the 22nd, we'll meet and do like a culminating engagement that's like a review that brings all of the learning together for the chapters. And then I'll take attendance and open up the final exam for 24 hours. And you'll have that time to do that. And then I will go in and score them right away. So that 24 hours is going to be a firm 24 hours. I'll go in and I will score those exams and give you feedback. And then the 29th, we will, if anyone wants to meet to talk through that feedback, but you'll have that feedback by the 29th. So you can concentrate on your other final exam for the 29th. That way we're making that time commitment of 14 weeks, but we're using it smarter instead of just checking it off as a to-do. Any concerns about that or considerations that we need to talk through right now? Okay, I'm going to take that silence as you're good, or you'll reach out to me if you have questions individually. And I'm going to turn things over to our wonderful responsibility department. I look forward to today's session.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Okay, I shall share my screen. We shall today follow a similar scheme to the past session, but with some interesting differences, of course, including the topic. For today's session, we will have around 10 to 20 minutes introduction, but today it will be 20. Instead, the last time it was 10. And we will have a 60 minutes learning engagement by Ahmed and Abdul Samad. Abdul Samad will discuss chapter 12 and Ahmed will discuss chapter 13. We will have 30 media activity by Chan. And finally, we will have Wellington in the front loading for the next session and giving a brief description for the home activity. Okay, we can start with first the chapter 12, organization structure. I will just give the key points or the things from the responsibility department perspective, which will be important for you all, guys. So first of all, we will discuss the communication or coordination mechanisms. So then, since every organization have labor, And whenever there is labor, they are divided to work tasks and they have to coordinate with each other. So coordination has mechanisms between those team members. Okay, the first way is the informal communication. It is whenever you and your colleague in other departments have a simple discussion together, or when it is you have a lunch break and discuss some stuff in work, have out of break a discussion with your manager. So this is a part of the informal communication. Second one is the formal hierarchy. So it is whenever you report directly to what the formal procedures at the company regulate on you. For example, if I have a new info or information, piece of information I have to communicate, so I will communicate to my manager, and then my manager communicate with his manager and follow the hierarchy of the organization. The third mechanism is the standardization. It is following certain procedures in the company to reach a certain goal. Giving example about that is like when you have an issue at your work, so you should send a certain mail to another department adding in CC your manager. This is a standard procedure to do. Or how you deal with other issues. So companies standardize some procedure to deal with your daily work routine. And whenever you find the organization, you shall find a combination of those three mechanisms, and the most effective one is the informal communication. Well, when you deal friendly or one-to-one with your team or other departments. Then we will discuss elements of organizational structure. And elements of organizational structure mainly describe or it is equivalent to how you describe your organizational structure. So when you describe your organizational structure, you first describe the span of control. Is your structure tall or flat? I have just prepared some examples. You have no commitments to, guys, but it is just for visualization during the session. So for flat structure is whenever you find little number of managers with very large number of team members. While on the tall structure, it is whenever you find lots of managers on little members in the team. So you find a manager on 2 team members and then a manager above 2 other managers. So it is considered tall structure. The second thing is the centralization. It describes where are the decision makers or the people who have the authority to decide. So when it is centralized, so it describes when the authority is at the top manager levels, this levels or this levels. Whenever you go down, when you go down, as you go down in the structure, so it is described as decentralized organization. Formalization, as we described, it is the degree to which organization standardize the behavior, like we discussed here at standardization in communication. And finally, the departmentalization. It is when you subdivide the labor into substructures, and that have different types. So types of organizational structures or departmentalization. We will firstly start with the simplest structure. The simplest structure actually is used, for example, at startups. So if I'm starting a startup with 4 other friends, so maybe I'm the funding, and some other one is working as marketing, and another one sales, one as public relation. So it is very simple structure. It is not related to what we work or what we really do. For the functional structure, it is whenever you subdivide the organization in the form of what a team do. like this one. So you have a department for production, department for marketing. Maybe there are other extra ones like for engineering, for sales, for accounting, and each department serve the other one. So this is a functional structure. The divisional structure, it is when you divide an organization with, in the form of, for example, geographical locations or according to products. So, for example, you may have a company, a global company that have a team in America, in Europe. So you will find that the team structure is a typical structure, but in different location around the world. Like, for example, this one. So it's, for example, division product X or city X or country X. Wherever you go, you will find the same team structure in the same way. For the team-based structure, it is a subdivision or a subcategory from the divisional structure. So we can say about the R&D, manufacturing, marketing, finance here. We can describe them as team-based structure. And finally, the matrix structure. It is when you make a um, hybrid or mixing more than one structure. So, for example, you may be in a company having a divisional structure, and whenever there is a strategic project, they form a project team, which is specialized for this project. So you shall find that maybe a team member in this project is reporting for the project manager and for his own manager, reporting to more than one boss. For example, my company I'm working in, I have two managers on two different levels. So we have a matrix structure. Then we will get to the organizational culture. And whenever we found organizational culture, I want you guys to remember the iceberg, because the iceberg have a simple visible part above the water and a thicker and bigger part below the water. So this is the same for culture. You will find some visuals and artifacts like the language, rituals, stories, clothing, legends. But on the other side, you will find the hidden part, which is mainly the values, their beliefs, the assumptions they do. An example of that, I don't know if you know them, but do you know, guys, know the Maya nation in South America? Anyone know it?
Nope, Noran. I don't know.
Okay. The Maya nation, actually, they exist in South America. I don't know. They are formed in more than one country. This nation have very different rituals. They have very ancient artifacts like pyramids, and they are so famous globally. And they are different, as we see in this image. They have different clothing, they have different language. So this is the visible part. But for the values, they used to have a very odd belief. They are the nation that formed a global calendar for timing, and they believe that 2012 will be the last year or the end of the world year. And that was very weird. They have lots of ancient monuments and artifacts. Still now, they have so many mysteries. So they are example for an old culture, actually. I'm still reading about them and I will know more. For the organizational culture, there are three main things we will have to discuss together. First, how to strengthen culture and its contingencies. strengthening culture is how much the employees are tied into their organizational culture. For example, maybe on the organizational level, they do some awards for the employees that follow health and safety procedures. Health and safety procedures is part of company culture, so they have awards for the people who respect it. And when we goes to its contingencies, it's mean how to do that. So when you do or formulate a company culture, it is a must that this culture be aligned with the external environment of the people, so it will be easy for them to follow it. The second part is when you merge cultures. Merging cultures is when you combine more than one culture in your organization. And that, of course, have rules, because when you do this merging, you should not cause any confusion for employees. So if you are having organization that have certain values, and then we enter new values to them, these values should not be contradicting with the old values and should be easily to be followed with the old ones. The third part is when you changing and strengthening a new culture. This is about how to reshape the company culture. For example, if I own a company and I'm adding my own culture to my employees, and then I decided to sell this company, so the new owner of the company will add his new culture according to his own, and he will try to strengthen the employees' culture and to stick to his new culture. So this is the key points regarding chapter 12 and 13. And I will leave the mic now for my colleagues. For chapter 12, Abdussamad will be our presenter. So please, Abdussamad, if you are ready to start. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nura. Okay, thank you, Nura. As we know, this is chapter 12, and I will present chapter 12, designing organizational structure. So, as we know, all organizations structures include two fundamental requirements. The division of labor into a distinct tasks and the coordination of the labor so employees are able to accomplish common goals. Organization is a group of people who work interdependently toward some purpose, as well as when we are refer to division of labor refers to the subdivision of work into division of labor patterns are coordination, communication, workflow, and formal power that direct organization activity. This is the definition of labor, division of labor. This is the definition of labor and patterns of coordination. So, when it comes to coordination of work activities, when people divide work among themselves, they require coordination mechanisms to ensure that everyone acts in a concert. So every organization, whether it's a large organization or small organization, uses one or more of the following coordination mechanisms. The first one is informal communication. The second is a formal hierarchy. And the third is a standardization. And so, as I think there are, before we can go before we can go the elements of organizational structure, can anyone share with us this organizational coordination mechanisms? Can anyone share with us? Whether it's used in informal communication or formal hierarchy or standardization. Can anyone? Can we anyone share organizational structure? Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Can we anyone share with us all organizational structures? And does this organization use formal or informal communication or standardization?
You can proceed after someone the next explanation.
Okay. Elements of organizational structure. Every organization has elements of organization. Okay? Organization in terms of 4 themes organizational structure. The first one is called span of control. Span of control. The second is centralization, third formalization, and finally departmentalization. So every organization uses these elements when it comes to organizational structure. Okay. Okay. Yes, span of control. This is the number of employees who can actively who can effectively and efficiently supervised by a manager. Some organizations use wide span of control, and another organizations use few span of control. So there's the difference between organizations when it comes to the span of control. The second one, yes, centralization, yes, centralization. It's a degree to which decision making is concentrated in a single point in the organization. So in this term, the centralization, it's there are organizations use centralization. So only COO and other managers have the power and decision making is centralized. While other organizations use decentralization, organization in which decision making is pushed down to the managers who are closest to the action. So when it comes to decentralization, organization uses this decision making in many people. Formalization is a degree to which jobs within the organization are standardized and the extent to which employee behavior is guided by rules and procedures. Some organizations are a higher formalized jobs, and some organizations are lower from formalization. So there are organizations that use formalization higher. Every job they do is a degree of formalization. And there are another organization that use low formalization, which not using many rules or procedures. Yes, go ahead. There are mechanistic versus organic structure. Mechanics organization is, as you can see, a rigid and a tightly controlled structure. They'll have higher specialization, rigid departmentalization, narrow span of control, high formalization, limited information network, low decision making participation. Whether organic structures are higher, flexible, and adaptable structure, non-standardized jobs, fluid team-based structure, little direct supervision, minimum formal rules, open communication network, and empowering employees. So this is our organic structure organization. Yes. When we see departmentalization, there are 3 functions of departmentalization. The first one is establish a chain of command or supervision structure. Second is creating common mental models and measures of performance. The third is encourage staff to coordinate their informal communication. So there are also simple structure, what we call simple structure, that are lower departmentalization, weak span of control, centralized authority, and little formulation. Yeah, yes, this is a functional structure. Departmentalization by functions. So as you can this picture, this is the picture of the when we see this departmentalization functional structures. That means financial function, marketing function. That's the functional structure. Human resources, product research. When we see divisional structure, composed to separate business units or divisions with a limited autonomy and the coordination control to better cooperation. So this is a picture of this picture illustrates the divisional structure. President divisional product like a team-based structure. Team-based structure is a best structure. The entire organization is made up of work groups of self-managed teams of empowered employees. Self-directed work team is organized around work processes, typically an organic structure. So typically it's an organic structure, usually found within a divisionalized structure. Matrix structure. This picture illustrates the matrix structure. As you can see, this is a channel manager, production manager, finance manager, and on the other side, this is a project manager, project B manager, and project C manager. This is called matrix manager. Specialists for different functional departments are assigned to work on projects led by project managers. Matrix participants have two managers. So matrix participants have two managers. When we see the effect of organizational sites, when the organization grows, they increase division of labor, job specialization. They increase coordination through standardization and formal hierarchy. They become more decentralized because they need the decision will be more wider. When we see structural consistency factors, there are consistency factors that relate or structural, like a structural decision are influenced by of all strategy of the organization. Organizational structure flows strategy. Second is the size of organization. Time is change from organic to mechanical organization as they grow in size. There are also technology used by the organization. It's the factors. Times adapt their structure to the technology they use. Degree of environmental uncertainty. The dynamic environment will require organic structures. Yes. Strategy framework. Innovation, cost minimization, and imitation. This is the strategy framework. When it comes to innovation, pursuing competitive advantage through meaningful and unique innovation and organic structuring. Cost minimization, focusing on tightly controlling cost required in mechanistic structure on organization. Imitation, minimizing risks and maximizing profitability by copying market leading with organic and mechanistic elements in organizational structure. Yeah, exactly. Strategy framework, when we see another strategy and structure. Achievement of strategic goals facilitate the change in organization structure that accumulate and support change. We see the site and structure As an organization grows larger, its structure tends to change organic to mechanistic, with increased specialization, departmentalization, centralization, and rules and regulations. Yes, please go ahead. There are also factors that's the technology and structure. Organizations adapt their structure to their technology. There's a classification fine based on complexity of technology, like a unit production, mass production, process production. Protein technology equal mechanistic organization. Technology uses organic organizations. Yes, please go ahead. This is environmental uncertainty and structure. Environmental uncertainty and structure, mechanistic organization structure tended to be most effective in a stable and simple environment. So that means mechanistic organization structure is tended to most effective in stable and simple environment. Flexibility of organic structure is better suited by dynamic and complex environment. That's the final slide. So before we finish, I wanna ask my all colleagues, some colleagues, this question. Does your organization use, or you tell me the coordination of work activities that your organization uses? Does it use informal or formal hierarchy or standardization? We wanted to discuss at least 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Abdulsamad.
Yes,
So you have finished, right?
yes, I finish.
So Ahmed now can handle chapter 13.
Yes,
Thank you, Abdulsamad. Thank you.
thank you all of you. Thank you all of you.
Ahmed, please start.
Hello, everyone. I'm coming. I'm ready. I am active. Okay. Thank you, Nuran, and thank you, Abdulsamad, for your start and your introduction, and Abdulsamad, great presentation. Okay. Hello, everyone. Come on, I will not accept silence as an answer. You have to be active with me.
Hello, Ahmed.
I'm here.
Hi, Amit.
Yes, yes. Good. One condition, okay? I need response, okay? Otherwise, I will start calling one by one by his name to answer me, okay? Either you volunteer or you will hear your name. Okay?
Deal.
Do we agree?
Deal, agree.
Excellent, excellent. So our chapter today is chapter 13. I love this number is in the culture itself. Some people think this chapter is like jinx, bad luck, right? Many people hate it. In fact, some countries they forbid to use this number officially, like on doors. Am I right or wrong?
You're correct.
Great, great. Thank you, our COO. Come on, guys. Okay, but for me, 13 is my lucky number. I like this number. I love this number. Okay, I don't like. I feel like this is good for me. Okay, so what is culture? Can someone tell me what is culture? Hello? I'll start calling names. Either you volunteer or I will call your name.
Can I say Ahmed?
Go ahead, please. Hello? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm having interrupted internet. Actually,
Sorry.
the thing that get to my mind when I remember organizational culture is the iceberg. Actually, it is about of some simples and some values.
Exactly. Exactly. Values. What else? What else? Assumptions. Okay. What is right? What is wrong? What is usually happening in an organization? Okay. What we believe, what we follow, our either intentional actions or unintentional, right? So all of this is culture. Okay, and whether it is organizational culture or country culture or street culture, even there is street culture, right? So all of this is our culture. Okay, I'm going to share some pictures with you guys. Okay, and you tell me how this could be right. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Can this be right? The culture of any organization is shaped by the worst behavior the leader is willing to tolerate, right? What do you think?
I think it's right.
No,
I
That's
think
good.
it's right.
That's good. Elaborate more.
I think it's right.
I think it's wrong.
Wrong. Why wrong, Wellington?
Yes, because if the organization is well established, an organization has their culture and norms, their rules, their policy, their organization's behaviors. Now, if a ruler or a leader or a manager misbehave, I think it will have no effect on the normal organization culture. That does not mean that that is the culture of that organization. It simply means that the manager is deviating from the culture and should be called to caution or to call to order.
But thank you, thank you. But okay, the culture is what's happening, what's values acceptable within the organization. Okay, so if I, for example, lie, make a small lie, okay, and my manager found it out, and my colleagues know that I am lying, okay, if this behavior goes unpunished or goes without consequences, so it means that the culture of my organization is accepting a certain level of lying, right.
Yes, Ahmed. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in this way, okay, what is the worst behavior can be tolerated? Okay. This worst behavior is part of the organizational culture. If it is allowed. Okay, guys? Guys, as I said, this is an active session. It's based on your activity, not mine.
So I want to share, Ahmed, an experience that I thought of immediately when I read this quote. So thank you for sharing this
Please.
quote. I was a leader in an organization, and a colleague of mine who was at the same status for responsibilities as me was a bully, an absolute bully. And her behaviors were allowed to go on from our higher management. And it absolutely changed the culture that we were in and the willingness of everyone in the room. And even when we were assigned to projects together or different people were assigned to projects with this person, it changed the end product, which speaks to representing the culture of that organization in a very different way than they intended, because norms were set, expectations were set, protocols and procedures, policies were set, but because that behavior was allowed to go on, it did absolutely change the way that the organization was seen. So it impacted the bigger picture in a big way. And I think that's exactly what you're saying here, is that we can be shaped by our best behaviors, but the worst behaviors do get a lot more attention and impact quite often in a very high way, in intolerable way, but it's for people to have to then maneuver rather than trust those norms. Because leadership didn't follow through with those norms, right?
Exactly. Leadership agreed to accepted bullying. Okay, so
Exactly.
if bullying is accepted from one person, okay, another person will automatically do it, follow it, okay,
Yes.
and start bullying another one. So whatever the norms or the ethics in the organization, okay, even if it is contradicting with this behavior, unless this behavior is stopped and I'm not going to say punished, but at least stopped, not accepted, then what is the use of this ethics in the culture, in the company? Okay. Okay, let's go for our next slide. Not slide, our next picture. Okay, can everyone see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Yes, we see.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Judelin. Can you right, Judelin? Right? Who is the one? The first one was answering.
It's not me, but I can
Ah,
see.
sorry, no.
Rhodas.
Who was that?
Rhodas.
Rhodas.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Also,
Ahmed.
Yes. Can you tell me what do you think of this picture?
Let me first read it. And
Please. You want me to increase the font? Increase the lines?
no, I can read it. I can read it.
Okay.
I think the answer is work.
My dear, they're trying to embrace everything. They're trying to embrace everything to the level that they lost the main goal. They don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone, come on, answer me, or I will call your names. Mansoor, where are you?
Hello, Ahmad. Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
So what do you think?
Did you call my name?
Yes, I did call your name. Do you see the picture or not?
Okay, sorry. Yes, I see. I'm seeing the picture. Yeah, right. So you want me to explain the picture?
What do you think? No. What do you think? What? Read it, and what do you think is happening?
Okay. I think the picture says that the management focused on the goals, not on the main goals. So they focused on the things that could help them to reach their goal, but they in the way forgot their main goal. And as the manager asks his employees that so what we do to make money. So making money is their primary goal, and they forgot their primary goal. That's what I think about the picture.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, they were focusing on everything, okay, to the extent that they lost their main focus. Okay, let's go for the next one.
actually, Ahmed, I
Okay,
have a
what do you see?
comment on this, on the previous image.
Please.
Yes. Isn't it weird that the manager is saying that what we do to make money, it's not about making money. I guess this is not the main goal of working for people only, because the main goal of working is evolution, development, and other stuff they should make. So after that they can make money. It's not about any work they can do that make them make money.
Yes,
Only
yes,
successful
yes.
work.
It's
So
But
only successful
his
work.
question was all to me, actually. I'm just commenting on that.
but I still
I
think
think
that
that
the primary goal of the
yes.
organizations are to make money. So
Yes, yes,
all
of
other
course, I
things that
agree
they
with
do
you, but
as a thing that they can help them to reach their goal, which is making money.
yes, but
And
you cannot earn,
diversity, for example, other things.
but you cannot make money if you are not creating a development in your job and having, for example, they make revenues. It is not about only the word work. It is about efficient work. So you can succeed, then you make money. So it is not the main
Yes,
goal
but
to make money.
I'm talking about that at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what matters is the money. So the organization was working to make money.
So I
Uh,
think what I'm hearing in your conversations, Noran and Mansoor, are and when I read the quote here, is that they're approaching diversity and celebrating their pioneering spirit and the fresh commitment to excellence as a checkoff. Like, okay, we've done all these things. Now we can get to work. And I think what Noran is saying is that those are things that are what build the culture of the company. That's what allows the interactions to be fulfilling and bring in that growth mindset piece, along with the end goal of the money, right? Like the money is what turns the lights on, but they're making it like it was a checklist and we've done all this, so now we'll go on and make our money. But it's instead, it's like, how do we embrace and evolve through our diversity and celebrating our spirit and having that fresh commitment, and then the money comes, the money happens. It's not a checklist to the money, it's a change in mindset. So thank you for that conversation.
Professor,
That was a lovely conversation.
Professor, but I think here under the organizational behavior and especially under the culture, in this situation, they were focusing on their culture more than the activity or the function of the work itself, the function what brings money. Okay, they were focusing on either expanding or enhancing their culture, okay, to the level that in the middle they forgot what they are doing to make money. They forgot if they are manufacturing, they forgot that they are manufacturing. If they doing services, they forgot that the action of the money.
Yes,
This
I
is what
think
I
what we're
felt.
seeing is the same thing here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah.
I'm happy. Anyone can cut me off.
Yeah, no, I think we're saying the same thing here, but I think what Noran is bringing into the conversation is that it's not a separate thing. It's not money is the end goal and these things aren't important. It's like that growth mindset of embedding these things into the way we make that money.
Okay, that's
Very
that's
interesting. Great
interesting.
perspectives.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shall we go to the next picture? Thank you so much, Professor. And thank you, Nuran and
Thanks,
Mansoor, for
Ahmed, for
this great
allowing the
discussion.
discussion. Thanks for allowing the
Okay,
discussion, Ahmed. Thank you.
please, this is what I want. This is what we all come here for. Discussion,
Thank
sharing
you.
ideas, and sharing pictures. I'm here for sharing pictures. I'm not here to talk. Okay, what do you think, guys? Take a moment to read. Then, do you want me to call by the names? Or you want to volunteer? Team. Okay, I'm not happy. Silence.
Ahmed.
Okay. Yes.
As what I understood from this comics, right? Seems like the manager have many requirement from the staff itself, and it'll be very endless for. I mean, he expect the same expectation from all the respective staff, despite of their own how I say, their own skillful, their own personal skills. That's what I thought. So basically, there will be endless goals. Endless goal setting from the manager itself.
Yes. He is focusing to do everything.
Yeah,
He is
that's why
trying
I
to
read.
be exactly unrealistic.
Yes,
He wants the
correct.
culture to be about everything. Okay, that's great elaboration, Larry. No, yeah, Larry, not Co.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so anyone has other comment, please? Okay, no other comments.
Ahmed, I'm not going to do a discussion because I don't want to take over the conversation, but I just added a link in the chat box to Simon
Okay.
Sinek's work on our why, because this image really reminds me of how he so eloquently describes the backwards approach that many of our major money makers take for success. So you guys can check that out at a different time. It's a short clip and he has a book and everything on it now as well. But it is like starting with your why. So he studied companies or corporations like Apple and like Facebook and different things, and came up with this brilliant recognition of how they are approaching things. And so it relates very nicely with this image that you have. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for sharing this link. And what I'm going to do extra also, I will bring the book and share it with the team. Thank you so much. So
Perfect.
no one has anything to say about this? Sorry, Professor, you were saying?
I was just saying thank you.
Welcome. Okay, let's go for our next picture. Now, what do you think? What about this culture? Good, bad, funny, not funny, transparent? Come on.
Ahmed.
Yes.
Wait, I was having an idea of thought. So basically, this image is telling that whatever the company or the manager or the upper management asks you to do, you are just required to follow the order and just execute the works which you are being told. So you're basically not you're not required to do extra of anything here. Then if let's say you're doing anything that's incorrect or wrong, so you'll be punished, maybe like a salary deduction or something. So that's what it's trying to say in the corporate culture, in the world we are living with, actually.
That's nice elaboration. That's nice explanation. Can we also say that this is a very transparent culture? That from the beginning.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, Absama.
I think this picture and share with us this organization or uses many formalization, also uses centralization, and the employee has not engaged, I think. So this picture share us. I understand that this picture told us that this organization is a mechanistic organization.
Well,
When we
from
see
the
yeah,
structure way,
yes, in the structure
yes,
way.
okay. But also this is part of the organizational socialization. Okay, it's like helping the newcomers to adjust to the work procedures and other conditions. This is a plain simple instructions. This is what we give. This is what you will expect. Okay, and in a nutshell, it's a clear one. It's a clear one. Thank you.
Ahmed? Ahmed, are you there, Ahmed?
Maybe he's having connection problems.
Oh, I
Yes,
thought I
I
having
guess.
connection problem. So I wanted to say that basically this image actually shows that there's no freedom of speech in the corporate culture. That's what I thought here.
Yes, you're right, Larry. And I believe most of the organizations in the current world that we live in follow this corporate culture. I believe not all. I can't say all follow it, but most follow this type of. Although they don't say it, they're not as transparent as what this written words are saying. I believe it's
It's only happened, I believe, yeah, you are right. I think it's only
yeah.
happened at a big company only. So basically at a small company, we have less issue, I guess. At least to my case here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rodas.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for this break. Okay, my internet went down, so I had to run and open it again. I'm really sorry. I apologize.
It's okay, Ahmed. So I was saying earlier, right? I think the image also shows that there's no freedom of speech. That's what we thought.
Could be, could be.
Yeah.
Yes, that's part of the culture also. That's part of the culture. He will work as a slave. He will have limited freedom. Okay, he will have, and this is explained. Okay, but this is at the beginning. He didn't start work. He didn't engage yet. Okay, so if he want to run, he will run. Am I-
Ahmed, are you here with us?
Ahmed, I cannot hear you, but
happened
still see
again?
the
I
screen.
apologize.
Oh, yeah.
Unintentional at
No
all.
problem.
Ahmed?
Thank you.
Ahmed, can you hear us? I think his
You hear
internet
me?
connection went down. Yeah, I
Hello?
can hear you, but it was cutting for quite a time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is cut again. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. We can hear you clearly now.
Hopefully, it will not
Thanks.
happen again.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good. Thank you so much for your discussion. Okay, and we will go for the next picture.
Ahmed, there is another point here.
Okay.
I would
Part
like
of the culture is, sorry?
Ahmed, can you
Yes,
hear me?
part of the culture is what they call, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes, Ahmed, we can hear you, but with a small delay between our voice and what reach you. I was just saying that there is a comment here to elaborate too, I guess.
Yes.
Can I share,
Okay. They
please?
don't know how to start it. Yes, please.
Actually, here I think that the culture should be suitable with the environment culture and the human culture. For example, the part we were discussing at the beginning in strengthening the culture contingencies, that the culture of organization should be similar to the culture of the environment the people is experiencing. So here maybe he's telling that he's just mentioning to him that you have to pay us and we are paying for you and you work as a slave, because maybe that's all the employee can understand, for example. So maybe that's all he could understand. You work to be paid. At some other condition, maybe this is not the case. So sometimes the cultures should be convenient or aligned with the environment to people to understand and get aligned with. You deal with each culture differently. You deal with each employee differently according to his background and his culture.
Yes, yes, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Thank you, Nuran.
Thanks, Ahmed.
That's something to think about, guys. Okay, we need to think about this, and we need to participate. Okay, share your thoughts. Thank you, Nuran. Thank you for everyone who shared his thoughts. Okay,
Thanks,
or
Ahmed.
her thoughts.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Okay,
Thank you,
let's go for the next picture. Okay. Okay, let me increase that. Let me zoom in. Okay, have a look.
Still, we see the same image. Yes, now it is okay.
Okay, there is a delay from my internet. I apologize for that. Unexpected at all. So, using of the artifacts to enhance the culture of the organization. Suddenly, they found that they are wearing crazy hats. Okay, that's the unplanned item without the knowledge of everyone, or these two gentlemen were sleeping when it happened. They were not engaged. They were not informed. Right? I will assume I'm right. Okay. Okay. Anyone want to comment here? Or shall I go to the next?
Ahmad, I think that this picture talks about that sometimes we fall in dominant cultures without us knowing. So we sometimes tend to do things in a culture that we ourselves are not aware of. So at the point that we realize that oh yes, we have fallen to this, and we are following certain things and ideas. That's my perspective to that picture.
Very nice, Mansour. Yes. Yes, correct. Okay, they were forced. The
Yeah,
culture was very dominant. Yes. Yes, who's talking? Please continue.
Okay, this Sarah. I just wanted to say it's like in some cultures or in a company when you get in, you find they do things in a certain way. So instead of changing how things have been working, you continue with the old way of doing things without asking to do it differently. So you find you're doing the same thing over and over years as years go by. So the culture of change is not there in the company.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much. Okay, sometimes it happen we get caught up with the culture, even if it is not matching our own values or cultures. Okay, I remember a video I have seen. They made like an experiment. Okay, in some hospital or an office, Okay, a newcomer, and there were old comers. Okay, so the newcomer was sitting. Suddenly, the old people sorry, not the old people, like the previous people who came before him start standing up. Okay, then sitting down, standing up, then sitting down. Okay, he didn't ask. After some time, this newcomer, okay, started imitating them. He felt he's only one, and he felt like by following his own perspective, he could be wrong. I will try to share this video with you guys. So eventually, this newcomer started doing like the previous people. Okay, let's go. Thank you, Sarah, for your sharing, and thank you, Mansoor. Okay, am I okay? No, I'm here. Okay, what do you think? Safety first, right? Can you ever see this picture? Hello. Can everyone see the
Yes, I can see
picture,
the
or
picture.
it is frozen?
We can see
Okay.
Ahmed.
Thank you. Thank you. So what's the culture here? Safety first?
Yes,
Okay.
maybe
Even for the cat.
maybe they have a allergy on the cat.
It could be.
Maybe.
I think it's an old picture back to the days there was the pandemic of the flu. If you remember, there was a flu, okay, that really yes,
It was Spanish Spanish flu.
yes,
I
yes,
heard that.
correct. Okay. So what do you think?
Maybe they are dealing with her like a family member, so what applied to them applied to her.
Exactly. Exactly. Culture. Even the animal is our family, is our part of the family. We care about each other. Right, guys? Although
Yes.
I want to know how they forced the cat to wear a mask, really. That's interesting. We need to know how to do this. So, any questions? Any feedback? Professor, please, if you want to share with us something, go ahead, please.
No, I really I appreciated Judaline's comment at the beginning, and I think I see it with there being no context provided besides the Spanish flu, and I think about how in America we approached the pandemic, that it is about safety first and ensuring that we're still together though, right? What I like is like everyone is together in the picture. They just changed their approach by wearing the mask so that they can still work together and be united in whatever they're working, including the cat, right? Like everyone
Yeah,
is
exactly.
important, everyone adds value, and we can continue to do that as a team or as a department, as a family unit, if it is a family unit there. We just have to make this accommodation of wearing a mask in order to do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry for my comment. I know it's an out of
Thank you,
topic,
Professor.
but
Thank you, Judeline.
I have an
Sorry,
allergy on the cat,
still.
so that's the first thing I remember.
No, I liked your thinking on
I
that,
didn't
Judeline. I thought it
hear
was humorous. Thank you.
anything. I'm sorry. Okay, I just hear that you have allergy from cats, right?
Yes, yes. So that's That's the first thinking I
am sorry
comment
to
when I
hear
saw the
that.
picture.
I love cats. Okay, let's go for the next picture. Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Jodlin. Okay. Okay. Now, what do you think? Take a moment to think. I'll just do something regarding my crappy internet. Just give me a moment. Okay, I am back. Sorry, I was trying to do something related to my internet. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Ahmed,
we
I
can
can
hear
hear you.
you.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so any comments on this picture? Okay, like
Can be understood in two ways, Ahmed.
yes, please share the two ways.
The first one is the two picture in the same environment. So the manager came to them and said, we have to think about innovative thing, please, guys. Then at the other side, when they think about innovative thing, he just thought this is risky and he need examples from other plans. And another the other perspective that they are two different pictures or scenarios for the same company, I guess.
Well, it could be, but we are talking here about the behavior. Okay, the manager came like, we want to be innovative, we want new ideas. Okay, so that's an open culture. That's they want to expand, they want to focus on innovation. Okay, but when faced with the reality, when the chance came to take to follow this culture, he is back down to the previous culture, which is, should we go with the new, or we only go if someone else went with it,
Yes, this is the
right?
first scenario. Right, right. Yes.
Okay, so from the cultural way, this is correct. I just saw yesterday a video about, I think about Simon Sinek, okay, talking about the Blockbuster company, which was the major company for videotapes. Okay, so he was talking about that when at that time Netflix started, okay, and they were going on subscriptions. Okay, so in Blockbuster, the CEOs, okay, they had they got the idea to do the same. Okay, but their culture was to stay with the old, stay with the steady. Okay, which was also supported by that part of the company revenue is coming from late fees. Okay, so if someone doesn't return the videotape soon or on time, okay, they would pay a late fee. So in this context, they had the new idea, but they refused to follow it. Okay, afraid of their income. Okay, so they refused innovation. They stayed steady until they lost it all. Okay, so thank you, Noran. Anyone has anything to share here? No?
For me,
Yes. Yes, Jolene.
I like that the boss is asking their ideas and the employee present it, then they have time to negotiate for another ideas.
Can you elaborate more?
Yeah, I like the idea here that the boss asking ideas from the employee. He didn't decide by himself only. At least there's a team working. There's a team ideas that working in the group.
Yes, that's okay. That's good. But at the end, he backed down, which is a not good culture. Like you want from your employees to follow what you are saying, okay, but at the same time you are contradicting what you are saying.
Okay, Ahmed, I think that
Yes,
this picture is different approaches of a manager. There are two cultures on this picture. The first one is that the manager comes to the employees and asks them about their ideas and encourages them about being innovative. And the other side of the picture shows that culture of being afraid of risks, being afraid of being innovative. So I think that this picture shows two different cultures. Yes, that's it.
exactly. Thank you, Mansoor. That's correct. Okay, two different cultures for the same team, from sorry, from the same boss. Okay, so if we go back to to our first picture, that the worst behavior, okay, so hesitation, okay, so this can be a standard, like coming with the new ideas, then backing out because afraid of change, afraid of, of risk. Okay, yeah, yes, thank you so much. That is correct. Two different cultures contradicting. Okay, let's go for our next one. Okay. What do you think?
But I think Winnie is writing thing in the chat box.
Yes, let's go back to that. Sorry, I just saw your comment, Winnie, although I would love to hear your voice. Okay, what if the idea was also directive? So they were just saying what they were told? If you can elaborate more. So they were just following him. The manager was giving directives, so it could be. No problem. Stay safe. Okay, no issues. But thank you for your input. Yes, it could be the culture. Also, it could be like following what the boss says. Simply, you want innovative? Okay, we will be innovative. You want to be in the safe side? Okay, we will follow. We will be on the safe side. Yes, this could be a type of culture. Okay, thank you so much. Olia is also participating. Yes, this is what I want.
Olaya too is typing at the chat box,
Yes.
Ahmed.
Yes, this is what I want. Come on. This is really interesting topic. Culture, it's either we talk about it or we do it. Okay, our actions is our culture. Our actions is our culture. What we do, what we accept others to do to us. Okay, this is a culture. Okay, so maybe Olia having some internet issues, but anyway, I appreciate that you were going to say something. Consider it said. Okay, let's go for the next picture. Okay, can you see it, guys?
Yes.
Yes, we can
we
see
see.
it.
Okay. So, what do you think? I think this one belongs to the structure more. After a second thought, I thought for the culture is like a standard culture. This is what boss says, what boss happens. I mean, what boss says must be followed. Okay, but it could match the structure, the organizational structure more. Am I right?
Here, Ahmed, I guess about simplifying the flow chart, what take my eyes that the fish is getting smaller and with little details step by step. So I felt like he just making the things more simplification made the things more broad for the employees to know about their scopes or their job details or their job descriptions, so that make the things for them harder, because not simplification is always a good thing. It doesn't mean a benefit always.
Thank you so much. Okay, that's
Doesn't it
nice,
have
interesting.
anything with
Yes,
the
Mansour.
bigger fishes eat smaller fishes?
It could also be like that if you are talking about culture. Okay, so unless you are big, you will be eating. You will be ate, right? You will be eating. I got confused. Someone will eat you unless you are the big boss. Okay, I will proceed. Shall I proceed with the next picture? We have less. We have, yeah, we are almost there. I know I
Sarah
talked
was
too
speaking.
much.
Ahmed, Sarah had something. Sarah had something in the chat box for you.
Yes. Seems the new employees get very minimal information, and they will need to work more to get all details. Could be. That's interesting, Sarah. Really? Okay. The culture need to be clear, okay, in order to be followed. Okay, either by direct instructions or indirect instructions. And here could be, okay, the new employee have no or less information. So you need to get bigger. Once you get bigger, okay, you will have more information and so on. That could be. Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, what do you think? Anyone want to share anything? Come on.
Maybe this lady is asking clarification. If he work at home or he live at home at work.
The lady or the man. Anyway, it could be anyone. Okay. The culture is get things done. This is the most important. We don't care about your life. Okay. The most important thing is to get the work done. Could be, right?
I do think, Ahmed, also with the amount of remote work happening now, more than before the pandemic, that people had to set boundaries for their work home life, right? Or am I in my
Yes.
home culture right now, or am I work culture? And how do I define that line so that I am not infringing one on the other? Home, like that could be the spouse coming in and interrupting during the workday, or it could be that he's working so much that she is like, "Are you still my spouse?" So I think that there's a couple of things that could be happening there, but thinking about that work. Yeah, Nora, and the work-life integration is really important.
Yes. So thank you so much, Professor. So we can say here that the work-life integration was taken into the next level. Okay, it was focusing on getting the work done, right? No matter, so you work at home or you live at work, okay, it's get things done. Okay, let's go for the next slide. Good culture will attract what is looks like it, right? Or a culture in general will attract its similarities. Attraction. This is part of that culture socialization. Okay, attracting who is similar to you, who will get adapt to your culture, whose their values are matching your culture. Right? Anyone want to share anything, please?
Yes, you're right, Awad. So I believe some companies attract or hire employees that fit their certain criteria. For example, we can take a McKinsey. It's a well-known company, so it only attracts those who are very good at math, who can work overtime and who can handle pressure. So some companies attract those who have uh, who resemble to the culture of the company.
Correct, correct, correct. Okay, and to elaborate more, okay, it's also mentioned in the textbook that the company IKEA, the one for furniture and home accessories, I think it's almost everyone knows about it. Okay, they would like from their applicants to share their values. Okay, and they ask them about their individual values to see if they are if these values are matching the company values. It's not only a technical interview, it's behavioral interview. Okay, it's ethical interview, it's values interview to see if this person is the best fit for their company culture. Okay, for the last slide, before I show it, I want to say something. Okay, whenever there is a change in culture, okay, either by merging or the CEO want to adapt new culture or uh, like changing anything related to the culture, okay, certain steps must be done. Okay, this is a huge project. Changing a culture of a place, it's a huge project, and if you are not well prepared for it, okay, you will end up in bad shape. Okay, so based on what I said right now, I would like to present you the last image. Maybe it is not the best, but I feel it is matching to what I said exactly. You see it, guys? Any comment? Anyone want to say anything?
I can see the image, Ahmed.
What about what's written below?
For me, it's still the fish's image. I wonder why.
Which one? The fishes?
Yes, right.
I think
I
we
can
can
see
see
the image.
the manager in a toilet.
Yes.
Mansur,
So
maybe you're having
everyone's,
connection problems.
it could be okay. So any change? Do you see it now, Mansoor?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyone want to say any comment? Exactly. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, lack of planning. Okay, and if we apply it to the culture, okay, if you don't plan well to the change in your culture, you will end up in this situation. Okay, you will start losing people. You start facing resistance to change. Professor, I know you want to say something. Please say it.
Okay, I have to share. So I had to stop laughing first. So I have to share because my niece is a school teacher, elementary school teacher, and she is working for a brand new school that they just got into 2 days ago, and they're doing their parent night today. Because it's traditional here in the US to have the parents and children come and meet the teacher before school starts. And you see pieces of a system trying to come together. So they had 2.5 weeks of training on technology, but they don't have the applications on the laptops to be able to use the technology. And they had training on flexible seating because that's an approach that the school is going to take, but they don't have the flexible seating items there at the school yet. And then just things like environment wise, they have tabletops with no legs. So they have whiteboards, but no markers or
Black
erasers.
pens. No, yeah.
And so it's that concept of the best intentions because they have multiple leaders making the decisions, but the breakdown in communication amongst those leaders has caused the teachers to put in more time, more energy, more money of their own to try to have their best face forward when the parents come today. And so this picture makes me think about like what that's like for those teachers when they walked into the building or what these last few days have been like for them because they're expected to perform, if you will, but they don't have the resources to be able to do it in the way that they need to.
In addition to that, what will happen? What the parents will say when they see
Right.
something is less than expected?
Right. Well, and what I said to my niece is there's a lot of opportunity for stress here for her. And I said, so you have your tables on the floor because that's what you have. And the parents will come in and they might be upset or angry or disappointed, but it won't be with you. They will go to the leaders of the school and say, excuse me, why don't my students have seats to sit in, or my child doesn't have a table to sit at? And it might get the work done a little quicker, but it's unnecessary if organizationally they had coordinated everything in a more systematic way. So I said,
Yes.
you need to choose your own battles. Like you can't do anything. You're not going out and buying tables and chairs for your own classroom. That's ludicrous. But what you can do is still coordinate the environment so that it will look like your vision, as much of your vision as you can. And when parents come in, say, like, we're working on it, but yeah, go ahead, like let leadership know. That's what happens in our world, right? Our customers speak volume. When a product comes out and it's subpar, that feedback that we get from pilot groups or from customers who actually end up receiving it speaks volumes and gets the job done in a more efficient and cohesive way. And it's unfortunate because it means that the people who are doing the work, in her example, the teachers, in our world, the associates, the assistant managers, the managers, are doing more work than necessary to try to compensate. When if we had what we needed at the beginning, we would be able to be successful and be proud of the work that we're doing instead of being exhausted from it. So it's really important to me, this image is very important for us to remember when we are in leadership roles.
Okay, I will take it in consideration.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. But as I said, from a cultural way, okay, if we thank you so much, Professor, for your input and your valuable point of view. And as I'm saying, dear friends, in order to change a culture, you need the leader or the management need to need to do their homework. Okay, they need to do surveys, need to understand what is the actual culture in the place. Okay, especially if it is merging between two companies or two organizations. Okay, they need to understand. Okay, is it better to leave things as it is or how we can change it? Okay, they need to be prepared. Otherwise, they will face a resistance. They will face high level of failure. Okay. Thank you all for your discussion, and I apologize for being very aggressive. I know I became very aggressive today, but I wanted everyone to share. Okay, without sharing, without speaking up, we will not be able to learn what we need to learn. Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone has anything to say before we go to my dear colleague Chan? No one
Thank you,
wants to
Ahmed.
say? No. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mansoor. Okay, so
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you.
thank you, Noran. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, please, Chan, go ahead. It is your part
Yes,
now.
please.
Okay,
Yes.
I will. I took too much time. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's okay, right? So let me continue. In my part, we are going to discuss about based on the visual images, maybe for example, YouTube videos. We all are going to present about the YouTube video for each chapter. First is chapter 12, designing organizational structures. So we all have now already discussed about previous slides, maybe, right? Times based on the structures. So based on the structures, so we have different types of structures in our chapter we have already found. I think when I summarize it, maybe generally 10 structures I have found it. So please watch it, the YouTube video. After that, we will have a discussion, I think, right? So please share, Narang. Thank you.
Okay, Chan, I will share from my side.
Yes.
Okay. We will see the two videos together, or we will start one by one.
Yeah, one by one. First is
Okay.
chapter 12, right?
Okay.
The idea of this paper arises from the need to find and analyze real cases of companies that apply international division structure currently to your organization. Considering that international division structure is the controls and supervise the operations of the foreign affiliate. It collects and gathers information from foreign affiliates in order to report to the CEO at the parent company. for the purpose of see their performance when developing it, for this is taken into account as companies. Unilever, NBC, Coca-Cola.
First we have to Unilever, since it is a company that has 17 subsidiaries in Europe in the early 1990s, each focused on a different national market. Each was a profit center and each was held accountable for its own performance. This decentralization was viewed as a source of strength. The structure allowed local managers to match product offerings and marketing strategy to local tastes and preferences and to alter sales and distribution strategies to fit the prevailing retail systems. To drive the localization, Unilever recruited local managers to run local organizations. The U.S. subsidiary, Lever Brothers, was run by Americans. The Indian subsidiary by Indians, and so on. To knit together the decentralized organization, Unilever worked to build a common organizational culture among its managers. With this, the company seeks to better information between managers and focuses his interest in the specialization of their products for different end-user requirements locally.
ABC International has just passed 250 million in sales, so its president decides to adopt international division structure in order to better service to their customers. He adopts the following structure: commercial division, focuses on all commercial customers, and has its own product development, production, accounting, and sales employees. Retail division, focuses on all retail customers in the United States, and has its own product development, production, accounting, and sales employees. International division, focuses on all retail customers outside of the United States. It shares product development and production facilities with the retail division, and has its own accounting and sales.
One of the leading companies in the soft drink industry is the Coca-Cola Company, and the international division structure represents a more evolved system of organization. Due to the incorporation of specialized division to act in foreign markets, and that way there is limit to export, we can see that they are more concerned about doing business. In other countries, key data management in an organization with divisional structure are not the heads of the functional units, but managers leading to the production department. The organization by division, as a rule, is based on one criterion: output product or service, specialization, to target specific groups of consumers, consumers of specialization of service territory, a regional specialty.
In conclusion, an effective organizational structure will facilitate working relationships between various areas of the organization and can improve the efficiency of work in organ. Stipulating an order to allow control and monitoring of processes. Focus on the company's performance in the specialization of their products and the diversification of its procedures for performance in meeting the objectives of the organization.
So I think now you all have listened and think from different companies, maybe only 3 companies, Unilever, ABC, and Coca-Cola. So what you need to discuss in your group is what's their soft, maybe strengths, opportunity, and their tracks and their weaknesses. So please discuss within, I think, 5 minutes each other. Professor, please make as a group professor for 5 minutes.
You got it. I'm opening it now.
Yes, Professor, thank you so much.
I will give you
only you just discuss in your group only the SWOT. Yes, strengths, opportunity, weaknesses, and threats only. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know if the staff turnover is high? The video didn't discuss much.
Wellington,
Wellington,
I think we are back to the group.
We're back.
Okay.
So we would like to listen to your discussions, every group, please. Okay, please, first group, please discuss about your group ideas. Hello, everyone.
Wellington, you can go ahead and okay. I'm sorry, Mr.
Yeah.
Which was group 1?
I wonder if
Yes.
I wonder who is
Alright,
group number 1. Okay, Wellington, go please.
Okay. All right. Based on the short clip that we just watched, talking about multinational organizations that were able to gain ground in their various locations. Actually, some of these organizations started from the United States, but they were now being able to strive hard to gain market penetration. They were able to dominate some regions. For instance, the Coca-Cola, they were able to go around virtually more than 70 countries here in the world, and they are doing well. I think one of their strengths is that they are able to harness a good, skillful management. They have a good teamwork, and the regional managers also are actually doing the good work to ensure that they are doing well. In my own personal observation, also, in terms of the Coca-Cola, I think I would say that they have a good customer relationship that also encourage the penetration of their products. And they are also, another point also advanced as part of their strength is they keep secrets. They've not been able to understand, their competitors are not able to understand why Coca-Cola, the product, the tests of the product, wherever you go, remain the same. And they are having more patronage. Now, but in terms of the when you talked about the weakness, I think I should attribute more weakness to the Unilever. Unilever, since they are into multivarious products, it's quite glaring that some of those products were having some defects and customers complain about it. They have the times of warehousing where they store most of their products. I think because of some management and in some locations, some of their products actually got out of stock. By the time during shipment and others, because some of them are produced in different countries and shipping to another country. And then that's how as part of the weakness, because sometimes some product will not arrive early enough. Then these other, I think these are the one. But for the Unilever, they also work cooperatively. They also have a good management as their strength. Thank you.
Thank you, Wellington. Yes. So, what about group 2? What about your discussion for 3 companies? Hello, group 2.
Chan, I would like to speak, but my internet was breaking, so I didn't hear the video so well. But I think that the video requires us to understand about departmentalization and decentralization. So we my group, Ahmad and Julia, we discussed about departmentalization and decentralization, and how it can benefit the organizations. So I think that as organizations grow, their operation, they tend to delegate tasks and authority based on the region and the branch which they're operating. So I think that can benefit the organizations in many ways. And from what I know from the term departmentalization, I think that it can help organizations to measure their branch performance better. And it can also allows them to have an informal way of communication, which can help in delivering their message. So yes, that's what I got from the video and the term departmentalization.
Yes. Thank you, Mansur. Yeah, the decentralization has been used in the Unilever, right? ABC used the customer retailing, and Coca-Cola used the.
Chan, did you hear me?
Yeah, cooperation. Yeah, cooperation and structure. They use it, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Monson. And what about next group 3? Hello, group 3.
Actually, Mansoor was talking on behalf of group 3.
Thank you, Chan.
Oh, right. What about group 2? Group 2, no. What about group 4? Is there group 4?
There is group 4.
Yes.
Yeah, as we discussed here is about the establishment of the accountability, how the information flow, and the authority or the chain of command, how decisions are made, and the span of control, which is basically all about whom a manager manages and what tasks belong to each department. I think I'll give other things to Noran to share also.
Yes.
Actually, guys, you have recapped a lot about the videos. I agree with Mansoor greatly about that the video discussed the structure or how the organization is structured for 3 companies benefit each one, and the idea of departmentalization. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So why don't we overview the videos. Actually, the 3 companies have different strategies, especially they use the external environments and structures, maybe for example dynamic or stable. Sometimes they use a simple way based on the environmental elements. Maybe for example Coca-Cola, they use the local taste, and also market local organizations. They use also Unilever. ABC also use the retailing, the customer discussions. And another thing is they also use the external environments, diversion or integration or hostile or manipulation. And so what I think about is that based on their maybe technology and structures, they have a different as strategies. Maybe for example, sometimes they use the innovation strategies, and another thing is that they use the leadership strategy, cost leadership strategy, right? So based on their different strategies, they have a different, for example, strengths, weaknesses, and maybe tracks. And thank you, everyone. And please continue chapter 13. Nora, please share the video and please discuss about later after the video, right? Chapter 13 is for the organization and culture. Now you will see like a case study at one of the companies. They mention about their companies, what their cultures, or maybe the how to nurture, or maybe the how to improve on their skills, right?
Chan, I'm presenting.
Yes, thank you.
Founded in 1947 as a response to the booming residential market in Portland, OEG has grown into one of the largest electrical contractors in the Pacific Northwest. We pride ourselves in providing great value to our customers, but our success is our people, who contribute to a deep culture of respect and collaboration. We all work hard, and we take time to celebrate our many successes.
People are what make this company so great. You're surrounded by a lot of talented people that want to help you. They want to see you grow in your career.
Working here for so long, I've known a lot of the people here for half of my life, and I get to work with some of my best friends every day.
I would say it's a really relaxed, fun environment. They don't just treat you like an employee, they treat you like family.
I like the collaborative work environment, and I know that I can ask questions and I can seek out someone with more experience, and we get to come together and build awesome buildings.
I felt very valued from the first day that I started working at OEG. It's very welcoming, very supportive.
We get opportunity to take trainings, go to conferences, take classes, and they will help you grow into that position if that's what you really want to do.
The thing that really stood out about my internship here is it was a lot less about what I could do for OEG, and it was about what they could do for me. With a big company, that is hard to find.
At OEG, we start with safety. Sometimes I like to say we're like a safety company that does electrical work.
OEG has a very strong culture in safety. If we have issues that we don't know how to deal with in the field, they'll drop everything and be on the job site immediately.
We're working on ensuring that all of our people get to come to work, do their job, but that they also get to go home safe at the end of the day, back to their families.
The workplace starts to feel like family, and I've only been here 2 years, and I truly feel that way.
This company invested in me a lot, and I get to surround myself with top-notch quality people and that just elevate you and make you better in this industry.
I feel like here I want to go the extra mile. They make me feel important, and what I'm doing is important. It makes me want to come to work every day.
So thank you, Noran. And so you may see, I think, yes, based on the organizational cultures, you may see the dimensions. So what I would like to you all discuss about is based on the organizational culture, what are the dimensions, right? Maybe, for example, what you think about is when you look at, when you watch it, when you reflect it, based on the organization culture dimensions. So please discuss in your group, everybody. Professor, please let us to discuss about 7 minutes. Professor.
Okay, I'm opening the room right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
in the road, and then they think you bump onto an elephant when you're driving, something like that. It's so weird.
We are back to the main room.
Okay.
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 Chan, you there?
Yes. Okay, everybody, please discuss about your opinion starting from group 1, please.
Okay. I think we are group one.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we were able to have our various thoughts concerning the OJ organization. I think what we have to say is that OJ organization is a very focused organization. They are target-oriented organization. Though the organization didn't make any specific discussion as regards their competitors and rivals, so as we can evaluate their performance in the industry. But as regards the particular organization, we can see that there is a lot of synergy between the management staff and the employees. And that's also a paved way or room for employees training. The management also listen to employees in terms of when they have questions to ask. We also find out that uh, they are the total organization, they are focused. They are focused and they also value their employees. More especially, one of the employees made a very striking information. He said that they make me feel important, that what I'm doing is important. Man, believe you me, that word is very powerful. It makes everybody, all the staffs of that organization see themselves as very important. And this have the overall impact on the global organization. Now, when they train a particular staff, they are training it with the impact or the mindset that the staff will have an effect, a direct effect on the organizational growth. So, so far, I think they are employees focused. They believe in training staff. They believe that the growth of the organization lies in the equipping their staffs. So I believe they are all happy working harmoniously. Everybody would love to work in such organizations.
Thank you,
Just to
Wellington.
add a little point. Sorry
Yes.
for interrupting, John.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so just
yeah.
to add a little point to what Wellington mentioned, the organization follows more of an organic structure, which is very flexible and which motivates more of team-based structures and open communication network. So, which in turn empowers the employees to work hard, less depression, and so on.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rodax. Thank you. So another group, please. I think a group 2. On behalf of group 2, I would like to present about, yes. So when we watch or study the cultures or maybe the organization cultures in the OEG, and what we found is they follows, you know, 7 dimensions. First is the innovations, and mostly have mostly new step. They have opportunities or maybe experimenting from their senior. They don't need to take lots of you know, risks. They just only follow their few rules, right? Another thing is they also can predict their future. Maybe, for example, by following the rule-oriented way. That's why. Another thing is their managers or maybe the CEO, they're really tolerant. Their friendship is really good, like a best friends or maybe like a family member. Maybe, and also they would like to develop their collaborations. Yeah, they also mentioned about it. Yeah. Another thing is their action is very high expectations. They usually support and also welcome any staff to develop their skill. Another thing, they also really precise because that is the energetic or maybe the electric powers company. That's why they mostly apply that way, and they already upgrade their collaborations or maybe the people-oriented way because they make teamwork mostly, but they have a low emphasis on social responsibility because they don't make any competition mostly because they almost support each other and they provide their teamwork to be safety and strong relationship in their internship. Yeah, we have found that. Okay, thank you, everyone. So what about group 3? Please continue. Hello, group 3. Hello.
Olia, are you there?
Yes, group 3, please.
Olia? I think we are group 3.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can take on Mansour. You can go on.
No, I was checking on you. Please continue.
Okay, no problem. In group 3, after we have watched the video, we noticed that OG is a very good company according to our own understanding. We realized that all the employees that were commenting, they were indicating that they are motivated about one thing or another. And then the other indication was that there is a lot of respect and collaboration within the organization, and there is talent support from the management. Everyone looked so impressed about how that organization is being run. They also indicated that it's fun to be part of that organization, as the organization treats them like family all the time. And I also noticed that there was another new employee who indicated that from the very first day that she started working at the organization, she felt like she was at home because of the way that they welcomed her. And there was also indication of career growth. So who wouldn't want to work for such an organization that when you join them, you know you will grow to high, you will grow to certain levels that you are expected to, you know, you will achieve the best that you have ever wanted because the management is able to support you all the way through. And then they also indicated that there's a lot of teamwork within the organization. And there was also at some point when they indicated about taking care of each other. When a certain an individual mentioned that when there is a problem within the company, everyone would be concerned, and then everyone would want to be sure that that person is safe. So they also make sure that safety comes first for everyone within the organization, regardless of what level you are. So it's a very good company according to our own observation. And I would also like to be part of that organization. And then within our group, one member indicated that he has recently started not liking his organization after realizing how good some organizations are being run. So that is what we discussed within our organization, within our group. Thank you.
And thank you, Olia. Yes. So next, the last group 4, please.
So Noran, can I take first and you can add more?
Thank you, Jodlin. Please,
Yes.
please start to share your thoughts. Don't worry, I can continue.
Yeah, now, when we see here in this company, you are providing safety to all the employee, because we know that in a company, if you are promoting a culture of workplace, if you are promoting safety in each company, every employee will feel comfort and there's a prevention of injury. And every employee want to stay in like this situation. I think all of us want to stay on that kind of situation. Now it's your time, Noran, to add more.
Thank you, Jodlin. Actually, we have been discussing that good or healthy organizational culture help in the employee motivation, and employee motivation was very obvious in the video through the support between the employees and the happiness existing in the environment, and how they are cooperating with each other. And this means that will reflect that there will be no presenteeism or absenteeism, as we were discussing at the beginning of the organizational behavior course. And then Judlin added a very good note that when the environment is very good, because we agreed that if you are experiencing a good environment in a particular organization, when you move to another, or when you shift to another part of the world and you find a different culture or different environment, so that need longer time to adapt. Of course, you will not you will find the case weird. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Yes, when we have already discussed about the OEG, we all have things in the video. Maybe, for example, the shade of the good company. Maybe, for example, their culture. Everything is attraction, and also selection, and also attrition for the employees. And another thing is that they also promote their newcomers, maybe how to adapt to new work setting, maybe how to develop their new works roles, or maybe social identity. So they can adopt new things, norms, and also behaviors. So that's why newcomers really safety for them, and also for their prediction for their future is also a safety, right? And yes, so thank you, everyone. Your discussion is really great. What I found is right. Thank you, Noran. So please continue another part. Thank you, Professor, and all my classmates.
Thank you, Chan. Thank you. Wellington, please, you can start your part now.
Wellington, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Wellington, can you hear us? Or you are experiencing an internet problem?
It's possible that he's having an internet problem because he is showing as here with his mic muted, but he's on an external entry. He had to leave and come back in during the session today.
Yes, maybe.
Okay, we can give a brief about the last part of the session as a front loading for the next session. We will have the last one in our part. We will experience chapter 11 and 14 regarding leadership, guys. You can pass by the Moodle and please watch the presentation deck so we can be aligned at the beginning of the next presentation. I attached you the link for the presentation deck here. And for the assignment, the team agreed to make it very similar to the past one, as it will be simple for overview. It will be a YouTube video, an interesting one actually, and funny. There will be 2 long questions, each one of 5 points about the workplace culture. So please comment freely on these 2 questions. And then the submittal. Here will be the Google Drive for the file you will upload your documents in. You can load through Word or PDF format, taking this name for a document citation. It will be for within 48 hours of the session. So if we assume the time will be starting from 7 p.m. my time, June, so it will be opened for 48 hours till after tomorrow, 7 p.m. Thank you, and I hope we were so light on you and everything
Hi,
is clear.
Sorry for the
Yes.
interruption, Noran. Can
Yes,
you give the time deadline for the Washington so that we can know all, because I don't know how our
Yes.
time is.
So if now, according to Professor Annie time zone, we start at 10 a.m. and we finish at 12:30 p.m. So this means we will have till 12:30 p.m. after tomorrow. We are today Monday, so it will be Wednesday at 12:30 p.m.
Will it be Wednesday or is it 48 hours, Norin, or 24 hours?
48 hours.
Okay, so it will be Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern Daylight.
PM. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
We give it in term of hours instead of time zones because we know that each member in a different country, so we give it in terms of numbers of hours to be more fair for you all to calculate.
Yes. Excellent.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you all of our managers today for the coordination and the seamlessness between last week and this week is very applaudable. I appreciate the conversations bringing in additional chapters besides the ones that were for the assignments for today. And I really look forward to bringing in the leadership components for this next week as we sum up our complex organization next week. And Judalyn, just to answer your question from the chat box, it is a 48-hour, not 4-hour. So it will be 48 hours from 12:30 p.m. Monday, August 8th, Eastern Daylight Time, which would bring you to 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, August 10th, Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes, and I think they were explaining at the chat box that the evaluation will be for 4 hours after the session. It is the evaluation, not the assignment.
Yes, that's just that quick evaluation of feedback so that they can incorporate that into their planning for this next go and we can discuss anything that they need to have discussed. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and be quiet now because I am so impressed with the excellent approach to learning today and the increased engagement with everyone. And if there's anything you need, I'll stay on for a couple minutes. I have a meeting that starts at in less than 10 minutes, but I'll stay on if you need anything. Otherwise, Have a beautiful remaining to your week, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Thank you, Professor. You too.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Professor.